The shiny object syndrome. What is that? That's a phrase that has been coined in the internet marketing world to mean people who keep jumping from one program to the other based on the beauty of the offer, based on the beauty of the sales page, based on the promise of glitter and gold and diamonds. So you have a very beautiful video sales page. You have an amazing sales page. You have incredible testimonials. And that's the next magic thing, that if you just buy that particular program, that's it. You know, you are going to make $1 million. And that's what we call in the internet marketing space the shiny object syndrome. Shiny object syndrome. SOS. That's a cry for help, which means that if you recognize yourself in that, then you need to stop buying make money online courses. Just pause for a second. If you probably want to look at your hard drive. You probably have already a whole bunch of them. Have you looked at those programs? Have you read those PDFs? All these free reports that you've been downloading. Have you taken the time to actually look at them? Have you actually implemented some of the things? Have you tried? Have you failed fast enough? Okay. So when I say stop buying make money online courses, I'm not saying don't do that like ever again. But right now, if you're listening to me, you're a new marketer, you are a struggling internet marketer, you probably have in your repertoire or on your hard drive a whole bunch of money making opportunities or courses on your hard drive that you may have bought, you may have downloaded, or free courses or free ebooks. Just go take a glance, and then you'll be surprised at how much stuff you have accumulated. So just put all of that on hold, okay, for the next, let's say 30, 40, for the next 3 months. If you find that you have a program that you would have bought earlier on and then you started off and you never finished it, well, go back and finish it. And don't be distracted by any other offer that comes into your inbox. And I mean, it's really tempting sometimes to read the amazing sales copy on these things. I mean, it's like you read and you read and you read. You're like, wow, you dream and you read and you dream, and you have all the trigger points for your emotions. And you're just like, when you get to the bottom, it's like, buy. You're like, I need to get this. I need to get this. It's a special offer. And if I don't act now, and and it's I mean, this thing is pretty bad. I mean, I'm probably laughing about it, but it's pretty serious. It has ruined way too many people. It has ruined too many people. It's like people have gotten their credit cards maxed, or they've had to go get credit or borrow credit on some other credit card, and sometimes it's seen as, well, this guy knows what he wants. He's ready to do whatever he wants, whatever he needs to do, to move ahead. Well, I mean, there are times when that makes sense, but there are other times when you need to be able to recognize that this is a serious problem. So, I mean, look at all those dozens of courses that you have on your hard drive. I mean, look at the amount of videos that you have on YouTube, the courses, the tutorials, all for free, So you're a smart man, you're a smart woman, and you have probably decided to embark on this journey of internet marketing, of mastering what it is to be an internet marketer, to earn your income online, because maybe you have seen that there is no more job security, or maybe you lost your job and you're just looking for a way to rebound, or maybe you've been in this online internet thing and you've been trying to crack the code and you seem to be still looking for that code. There is no code. There is work. There is the ability to have a mentor, have a coach. I strongly believe in that, because many a times when I started off, I was going everywhere and in every direction all at the same time, and I was suffering from major information overload. And when you're suffering from major information overload, your mind, your brain can't think. You don't know how to think anymore. You don't know what decisions to make, and you just kind of go with the flow, and your emotions go up and down. They go from super excited to super depressed, and you can get nothing done. And you accumulate, one course after the other, and at the end of the day, that eats up on your self-confidence, and you end up, 5-10 years later, or 5 months, or 5 weeks, or whatever later, with no results. And that's got to be the most frustrating thing ever. So you want to make sure that you really, like, for a little while, if you found those courses, or if you're going through a course right now, if you're going through one of my courses or any other person's course for that matter, just put every other opportunity aside. Okay, don't try to say, okay, let me just check out what these guys are doing. Let me just take a look at what these guys are doing. You're filling your you're filling your mind. That's kind of what it is. You're filling your mind with junk information at this time. That's like you just eating everything that comes your way. Like in the morning, you go to Denny's, and then an hour later you go to IHOP, and an hour later you go to Hardee's, and an hour later you go to, I don't know, you just keep going every hour to a different fast food restaurant. After a while, your body is going to overreact. It's going to first start, you go first discomfort, and then you're going to start putting out like massive amounts of weight. And you need to go on a fast. You need to fast on a fast for information, and just stick with what you have, and allow your mind to work and to think and to come up with ideas. So don't get discouraged when the money doesn't start coming in with this system that you would have bought, or the system that you're working on. Don't get discouraged when after 60 days you still see nothing, after 30 days you still see nothing, after 90 days you still see nothing. That's not how it works. You have to be persistent. You have to persevere, because you either bought a product or a service, and most internet systems teach you how to deliver a product or service, and most often most of them are good concepts, and if you have the right concepts, yeah, you can be successful with almost any internet marketing course that you buy out there. But it's not just, and then some people are like, well, I need more than concept. I need like a step-by-step plan. Listen, I've had people, even with a step-by-step plan, they still have excuses as why they can't do it. Okay, so it's like every time you're like, well, I can't do this because I don't have that, then check yourself, because you might just be in a place where you are turning excuses into lies, because that's what I think. Excuses are lies. And the reason why many want to be entrepreneurs, and I'm talking about more than 90%, never make a single dime online, is simply because they don't stick with the course all the way to the end. They don't finish what they start. They start and then they stop. They start and then they stop. And that's why they don't make it online. They feel like there's always something that they're missing. They need to get like the more expensive product, that particular launch. That's the product they're missing. That's the tool they're missing. It's the traffic. It's the squeeze page. It's the landing page. It's the funnel. And you just keep buying every moving part, and moving parts just seem to be multiplying as we go. They don't stick to the end with the course, and when it doesn't produce amazing amounts of income as the claim would have stated on the sales page, they assume it is just garbage that doesn't work, and move their attention to what? The next shiny object. That's why we called it the shiny object syndrome. Or what they do is that they never even try to implement the steps in the course once they realize actual work is involved. Because once again, on the sales page, maybe they may have been led to think, I'm not saying for all of them, maybe they would have been led to think that, this thing is effortless. This thing is, from the deck of your back porch, from the beach, and not that these things don't happen, but before you get there, there's work. And I always love these guys, who say, I made $1 million in 24 hours. I always remember, the interview that John Reese had with Tony Robbins, and Tony Robbins was interviewing him with, how did you get to $1 million in 24 hours? This was like a launch that a major product launch that John Reese did. And what people fail to realize that, well, he didn't really make that money in 24 hours. He spent probably the last 6 months or the last 3 or 4 months preparing, creating content, preparing a lot of value, building his list. And then when the offer was now ready, a couple of weeks before, he started to, to sort of tell them, it's coming. He started building anticipation. But then over time, he would have provided lots of value to his mailing list that he would have built by giving them products, by giving them help, by giving them newsletters, by giving them reports, by giving them free videos, by giving them free tips, so that by the time he told them, hey, listen, along the lines of what I would have given you, I have something that is coming that is an absolute shocker. It's going to revolutionize the whole internet marketing world, and it's going to boost your business to the highest of levels. Don't miss it. So he had time to build all of that, the trust, the credibility, the authority, so that when he sent that email and then said, and then he put like the whole deadline and scarcity thing and said, these doors will close by such and such hour, and get the copy of your course before we shut this thing down. So it was like a frenzy. People were buying like crazy, sitting by his computer and going, like in a movie, just like you see the money just kind of like rolling in. So don't just sit there and say, oh wow, I want to get results like that guy. But that guy actually sat down to do some work, and you need to be able to sit down and do that same amount of work, and you can have those same results. Okay, so don't beat that guy who starts and stops and then says, it doesn't work, because then you're just being like, it's like money making online courses. They become like a form of entertainment to you, and you don't want to be that. Okay, so and think about it. If you paid less than $20 or less than $30 for an ebook, I can tell you right now that you don't have all of the tools and all of the tricks and all of the information you need to know from the author. You probably need to sit down with the author, who'll probably tell you the behind the scenes, because there he's giving you maybe like, this is what you can do, this is the possibility, these are the things that you can put in place to get these kind of results. But he doesn't tell you the days where he was about to throw in the towel. He doesn't tell you about the days where nothing was working, his software wasn't working, his ads were not producing, he was losing money. He doesn't tell you about that stuff, but he tells you about those results. So that's why it's very important to have a mentor. It's very important to have a coach. And these coaches or these mentors don't do the work for you, but they just sort of like they just kind of give you a helping hand, and they tell you, listen, you're focusing too much on this, you're getting in your own head, you're getting in your own way, you're not going to build a multi-million-dollar empire for $5. Okay, not that it hasn't been done, but for $5, I mean, you have to approach things also with a mindset where you're looking at things, in a very practical way. So if you're going to be getting a free book, yeah, you're probably going to get some good tips, some good information, starter information, a taste of a concept. But don't expect to get every top secret strategy and internal business plan and all of the mindset that would have taken the business right up to that stage. Because if you want any one straight secrets, you're going to have to pay full price, and even then you're going to have to add your own secret sauce to the mix, your own skill, talent, twist, experience, creativity, innovation, whatever. You're going to have to add your own mix to it and then create something that is unique to you. So you're not going to get into the club of like the gurus or making money full-time online without paying some dues. You have to embrace failure, and embrace failure fast. So you just have to determine in your mind, as you're listening to me, that I want to commit. I want to commit to whatever program I'm doing, whatever system I have in front of me. I want to commit and take care of that and do just that one thing. There's something called the power of focus, the power of doing one thing. It's laser focused. It's like you just do that thing day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. If it's going out in groups and pasting and responding to messages, do that. If it's doing press releases, do that. If it's writing articles, do that. Don't look at the next shiny object that says, hey, look at me. I don't know why you're wasting all your time there. Look at me. I just press a button and everything's done for me. Once you do that, time flies by so fast. You're going to find yourself distracted, and then none of that stuff that is push button is going to work anyway, and then you're going to get back here to where you were doing the mundane, so to speak, stuff. But if you had continued doing that, you would have had results today. Okay, so guys, go out there and take action.